right, y'all. So this is going to be what I call a mini love frequency update, no more than 10 minutes versus my 20, 30 minutes. So I wanted to jump on here real quickly and talk about using other people's resources in a healthy way versus using their resources to get ahead, meaning using their resources to build your network versus you just doing it on your own. So stay tuned. All right, so welcome back, you guys. It's going to be brief. If you go back for real far in my podcast, I think I talked before about the tribe and making sure people can stand on their own, and together you guys are a force. So listen, you're a movement by yourself, but together you're a force. And sometimes in life, you got to see what type of emotion does somebody have before you versus what they have now. Some people like to get in relationships, and honestly, this goes for family and friends and relationships, top three, because you got to think about it. Who's the top people that can get close to you, where you trust them and you want to help them and you'll feel bad if you don't? Some people real good at cutting family off, but some people have a hard time where they want to bring people along with them. And listen, we all have a good heart. I have a good heart too. But even with family, even with friends, even when we're in relationships, people will use you because they know that you have a good heart and they know that you're going to do it and they know that you're going to pull the weight for them, and they're not pulling their weight. Tell these people no. Tell your family no. Tell your friends no. And if you are in a relationship with somebody, break up with them and tell them no too. I be saying that, you know what I mean? So let's get into the topic this week. People want to use your resources, but they don't want to come in with their own network. What did I say before? If we're building something, let's say cooking, you bring the bread, I may bring the vegetables. It's not you bring the bread, the vegetables, the meats, the drinks. Y'all feel me? So y'all got to treat life like that. And not to say intentionally don't help people, but what I'm saying is that sometimes you got to have self-love and love yourself. Savior complex. Go back to my old video when I started talking about the savior complex. We feel like we have to help so many people because maybe it happened in childhood at the point where maybe that's a way for us to be seen but not be seen or something. So we feel like that's a way for us to get friendships or get family to love us more, is because we'll do anything for them. When really it's okay. You could tell them no, because really it shouldn't cost money. It shouldn't cost time. People should genuinely want to help you. So that's the end of that. And then you have to have a balance in life to say, this person is using me. That includes family too. Listen to me. That includes family too. But people get into these relationships and they want to help their partner. They want to help them build. But you got to look at the picture. What were they doing before you? Are they really passionate about their craft? Are they really passionate about their gift? It's one thing to help someone elevate. And y'all, like I said, come together, movement by myself, but a force together versus you're doing all the work, you're building them up, you're bringing all the resources, you're helping them build a site. But you're doing all the work and they're not even doing or putting that much effort into their own craft themselves. So that's why that's a telltale sign right there. If you really want to know how serious somebody is and how serious they are about the relationship. Look, for me, I'm going to use me for an example. I don't need anybody. I don't need to be in a relationship with somebody to help me financially with resources or none of that. I come to the table with all of that. And I'm not a user, but I know I don't do everything. I know that I'm not perfect. So if I do find a partner, I know how to collaborate or not even look at it as a business, because I don't want to word it that way. But babe, you do this, I do that. Or I'm able to bring something and help, because that's a lot to put on one person. And I don't believe in 50-50. I believe in 100, and whatever that may mean to you. Some people go through depression phases. So it's whatever you feel like you are able to do for that day. And do not intentionally try to force yourself to do more than what you can handle or less, because that means that you're forcing it. For example, let's say you say, okay, I'm bringing 50-50 and I believe in that. That person didn't bring their 50 today. So you intentionally don't help them, or you intentionally only do your part versus just being yourself and doing you. Like, hey, babe, listen, I come to the table being my authentic self. This is 100% me. Maybe this is all I can give. Cool. You're not able to do your 50% today. Let's not even count numbers at this point. You're depressed today, whatever the case may be. I'm using this as an example. I'm going to help you because at the end of the day, shit still needs to get done. So why would I intentionally not do something because my partner is not able to do 50-50? That's why I don't believe in that 50-50. I believe, look, you come into something, you're able to do 100%. They're able to do what they can. I may not be able to do 100% today, but that's my 100% best in my reality. That's what I'm able to do. But don't let people use you. So you guys are going to have to be able to discern, is this person using me? Are they really intentionally doing this and that? You know what I mean? You would know. So going back into that in spirituality and your intuition, your discernment, you would know. But what I'm saying for this topic is you got to pay attention to what somebody was doing. People all of a sudden want to wake up and start a business, but haven't planned it out themselves. But when they meet people, they know that they have the resources, the stamina, the willpower, the connections. They want to try to allow that person to do everything for them. I thought this was your passion. I thought this was something that you wanted to do. But yet you're allowing me to do all the work for you. Where do you do that? I'm just saying. Tell your kids that too. I think I'm going to make another topic about codependency. Listen, I used to be codependent too. I know that's hard for a lot of people, meaning you get in certain relationships with people and it's like you're stuck in that relationship because you're used to each other. You're used to each other's rhythm. Your daily lives are connected. Maybe y'all have a business together. So it's kind of hard to let that relationship go. And you guys become dependent on it because you feel like you need them for something and vice versa. They feel like they need you for something. There's a lot of people out here, I'm going to use not having their own place, for example. Maybe they get in a relationship, you have a house, so they feel like they're bound to that relationship because they don't know how to get their own house. They don't know how to get their own resources. They don't know how to do X, Y, Z. That's why I say it's important. Make sure you are whole as one. Because if not, you're going to fall for anything. You're going to become codependent and you're going to be in relationships that should have been expired a long time ago. You know what I mean? And I did it too. I had the resources, but I felt like for me, I had a savior complex. So I felt like, let me help this person. Let me build them up. Let me help them. If they want to start a business, let me do this and that. And then I had to take a step back and realize like, wow, I'm putting more energy into their dreams and passions than I am my own. And then if I sit back and be quiet and just do nothing for the day, they did nothing. They didn't work on their dreams. They didn't work on their passion. They didn't pick up the weight. Going back to that 50-50, that 100, look, maybe one day I'm not able to help myself, help my business and help you and your business. So, you know what I mean? And if you look at it, it's like, damn, I was pulling all the weight. That's that savior complex, thinking that I needed to save people all the time or help people. And that comes from my upbringing, helping family, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But I'm going to always help my family, but they already know it's a give and take relationship. Look, I'm helping my family, I'm helping my people, but don't allow nobody to continue to use you, because if you take a step back, and what happens if you get sick? That means the business is going to fail because you are the engine of that business. You are the lead of that versus having leaders already lined up, meaning if one fall out of line, the other one kicks in. So I can tell you right now, in this day and age in life, it's already hard enough as it is. And I know a lot of people are just staying in these codependent relationships because of the economy of the world. But that's why I tell people, the more you work on yourself, the more you have self-love. If something were to happen to your partner tomorrow, are you able to pull the weight? Are you able to keep the house going? So my light just went out, and that's okay. So that just means that we're done with this. But yeah.